So we're into this interesting area, Vasquez State Park. Interesting rock formations and known for a number of movies. I think some of the original Star Trek were here, Blazing Saddles. What else? Oh, I think way back in my day as a kid, like the Lone Ranger and other Westerns. Interesting spot, and we'll get some more pictures down the road. Happy trails. Well, there's some very interesting rock formations here. It's a cool spot. I would also say, however, the Pacific Crest Trail at this point is not well marked, and I think it goes through those breaking the rocks up there. We'll find out. Happy trails. Well, this kind of looks like a hiker's hostel here at Vasquez Parks, and but it's actually part of a movie set, looks like. And again, I'm off the trail, so going looking for it. Here's a video of a collection of packs outside of the Mexican food restaurant in Agua Dulce, which you can see is a very favorite spot. And I just had a delicious Mexican dinner. Now I'm gonna go to bed. So somebody's been leaving me little figurines along the trail, which are interesting, gives you something else to think about. Not sure the significance, but happy trails. So here we are. It's mid-morning on our day 42, heading towards the Mojave Desert. I think technically we're might be in the desert, but it looks pretty nice. Still green. California, Southern California, of course, doesn't get any rain in the summertime, or very seldom, so this will turn brown pretty quick. But right now it's kind of a nice pastoral green, at least in the lower elevations. You can see up higher, that looks more deserty, but down here looks pretty nice green. We have a nice overcast day, which makes for great hiking. I'm sure it'll warm up later on, but for right now, it's nice and cool. Happy trails. So it's just right at about 11 o'clock. Made over 8 miles so far. Just about to a spring where I can fill up with water. A little bit of a surprise here. The vegetation is suddenly quite a bit lusher and greener. Except for the yuccas, it's almost like, say, parts of England. I'm sure that's due to the fact that California got some pretty heavy showers in April, and they have not yet, the vegetation hasn't dried up yet as I would have expected. Pleasant surprise. Nice views out there. See you down the trail. So it's about 12:45. Found this really nice, cool. I even had to put on my vest because it was so cool. Birds are chirping. It's just a really cool little, predominantly oak area. Still have about 6 more miles to go today. So it was lunchtime to get, and it's about 1,200 feet of elevation gain too. So gonna be tough afternoon. So having a typical lunch on the trail, which consists of today tortilla, some cheddar cheese, an apple that I carried all the way in from Agua Dulce, some pink lemonade drink, and probably a candy bar. Oh wait, Oreos. So I think that's a complete balanced nutritional diet once you add the Oreos in there. So I'm going to have lunch, take a little break, and then knock out this last 6 miles. Happy trails. 42, and we have taxi from Germany.
Hey!
And Indy Bunny, who found this great, if a little bit tight, tent spots, but real estate was hard to find in this kind of jungle area. But we all did like 17 miles today. So Indy's really proud of that, and she should be, and so's Taxi.
Wonderful.
But the weather's
nice
beautiful.
Half day of hiking.
The weather's beautiful. It was nice and cool today. We're lucking out, and happy trails. Oh, Corbin and Carson, Cohen, good night. I'm camping, having fun. Bye. And here's another little desert oasis. Again, water is more plentiful this year due to late California rains. Kind of interesting spot. I think they were trying to do a pipe spring, but it didn't quite work. Happy trails. So just down below there is the town of, I believe it's San Francisco. Not sure I've got that correctly. Anyway, filled up with water there. Got about 2.5, maybe 3 liters. That'll get me through the next 9 miles, including lunch, before the next available water. It's a nice cool day for this time of the year in this location. Cool breeze, so things are going well. Happy trails. So, found a cool spot in the shade. Just finishing lunch. It's about 12:20, and got 10 miles in. Things are going well. Got another 7 miles to go to our expected camp for the night. Indy Bunny is ahead of me and going to grab a couple sites. Have one more water stop before that. So life is looking good. Actually had to put on a puffy because it was so cool here with the breeze, which is unseasonable for this location this time of the year. So one question you get is, what do you think about all day long on the trail? Well, that last part was pretty much it. Was how much further do I have to go? How much water do I need to carry? And where am I going to tent tonight? The other part, you have a lot of time to think. Traditionally, my experience on long trails, you have a lot of people that are in some sort of transition. They graduated from college recently, or going on to a job or armed services or graduate school. People that may have suffered some sort of tragedy in life or a divorce or something, and they want to get out and just experience nature. My unscientific sample is that this year there's a lot more people out just for the sheer adventure of enjoying our country, particularly on the foreign side. Again, I don't have anything to back that up, but probably have to ask a few more questions. So personally, I'm 81, so we can pretty well do the math and figure what my next big transition is. Hello.
How's it going?
Going well. Some fellow hikers just passed by. Where was I? So that transition. And the other thing is, I'm just really thankful that I'm this age out here and able to continue on the trail and enjoy our beautiful country. We'll talk more about transition perhaps in a future cast. In the meantime, kids, happy trails. So it remains an interesting morning on day 44. Day 44. And what should be a spectacular view of the desert below instead is fog. Interesting. It's actually quite cool, as I mentioned previously. It's staying cool, so I'm moving pretty good. Just trying to stay warm until that sun peeks through. Happy trails. So down below you can see the desert floor where we're headed. I think more to the left. And then I believe those are the Tehachapi Mountains in the distance, which are about 4 days away for us. And then we have to climb up and through and over those before we can get a view of the Sierra Mountains next week sometime. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to making Kennedy Meadows, which is still a long ways away, a couple 100 miles, but seems short. Happy trails. Well, good afternoon, kids. So it's 4 o'clock on day, was it 43, I believe, or 44? Anyway, we're at this concrete tank, which cool structure here you can see. And so hikers are here filling up with water. This probably left over some rancher that pipes water up here. You can see these gorgeous views out here. Out there is the desert where we're heading tomorrow. At least it'll be flat. And then looking out here is more of the mountains that we've been hiking over in the last few days. Things are looking good. Be at camp pretty soon. And happy trails. So this is a wrap up for day 44. We did about 15.8 PCT miles with a couple of deviations due to my poor navigational skills. So we're here at mile 503. Super big news, we passed 500 miles today. So yippee. And Indy found this beautiful campsite at mile 503 with one possible thing that we don't know about. There's this bush over here. We think it's poodle bush, which gives you a really bad rash. So we're trying to stay away from that. Other than that, good day. About 14 miles into Hiker Town with a shower and possibly a hamburger too. So looking forward to tomorrow. Great day. See y'all down the trail. Night, kids. So here we are. It's about close to 8 o'clock on day 44. And I'm going down there into the desert this morning. The weather has been surprisingly cool and fairly shady with these oak trees. Very pleasantly surprised so far. Hope that keeps up through that desert. A little bit of cloud cover and it's supposed to be a little bit cooler than normal. You can see some clouds over that away at about the same elevation. And we're probably about 4,000 feet right now, going down to 3,000. Things are looking good. Should be able to get a shower and a hamburger at Hiker Town which is about 11 miles ahead here. It's supposed to be an interesting spot. Happy trails. So here are some of the instructions for Hikertown. So it looks like 10 bucks to camp, 5 bucks for a shower. I'm sure we'll be doing that. Looking forward to this. And also rides to the store. Okay, looks good. And out here we get another view. Looking good. So here's a wrap up for day 45, I guess it is. So I was able to get a hitch into this cool little place, the Nina Cafe and Market. Had a burger, fries, ice cream, bought some snacks, some bananas, avocado, and some other stuff for later. Waiting now to get a hitch back into Hikertown and get ready for tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, the weather's going to get hot tomorrow. We've had several good days, but the next couple of days are going to be darn hot hiking in the desert. Hope to get an early start in the morning and get a lot of miles before heat hits in. Well, it's just after 6 o'clock in the morning. Got a good early start trying to beat the heat. Kind of interesting walking past this old abandoned school. Actually, it doesn't look that old, maybe from the 70s or something, but quite small rural school. Shuttered. So we're headed north up towards those mountains somewhere. I do not have a good idea as to exactly where, but we've got to get up over those mountains before we get to Tehachapi, which is about 40 hiking miles away. Again, sun's coming up. It's a beautiful morning right now. Looking forward to a good morning. Happy trails. And we've now reached the California Aqueduct, the famous aqueduct. And you may not see it down there, some quail running down the road. So interesting old example of engineering that helped Los Angeles grow and destroy the Owen Valley that we'll be seeing here in a few weeks. Again, beautiful morning. So we've reached the intersection here where we're heading straight north, and you can see a piece of the covered Los Angeles Aqueduct here. Again, interesting old engineering project. And up ahead looks like a bunch of solar panels or something. Anyway, straight line up ahead here for a couple miles, I think, and heading up into them there hills. Happy trails. So we've gotten about 3.3 miles done already. It's about 7:20. That's really good. That's the good news. There's a water faucet provided here, which is great news. Bad news is it's warming up already and there's no water for 14 miles. So I'm loading up with about 3 liters of water, which should get me to the next stop without any problem. And gonna get moving here before it starts getting blistering hot. So we are in the Mojave Desert and gonna be heading off that direction. Here comes another hiker to water up. I'll see you down the trail. So here's a different example of the Los Angeles Aqueduct. In this case, it's covered over in concrete instead of a pipe as was a little while back. I'm sure there's some historical significance with that, but I'm clueless. All I know is we just keep walking along the aqueduct. Happy trails. I'm always interested in how some out-of-the-way rural areas, people find ways of supporting themselves and providing services. And in this case, looks like somebody has taken a plot of land and made RV, what I assume are primarily rentals. I don't know for sure, but interesting. And out there is another big solar array for Southern California Edison, I assume, and a piece of interesting architectural older home there. Warming up, so I'm going to keep going to destination. So if you want to know what luxury really is, it is hiking 17 miles in the Mojave Desert, and then coming to Cottonwood Creek. Nice cool water, taking your shoes off and sticking them in the creek. Not sure about how much pollution is going down to LA, but my needs are first. Feels great. Probably going to spend the night here, looking at the options. It's only 3 o'clock, but I think I'm going to call it a day here and then push on early tomorrow morning. Happy trails. Well, here's a wrap up for day 46, and here we are, a little north of the Antelope Valley, in amongst a bunch of wind generators. Beautiful camping spot. Going to be a windy night, obviously, but we have this cool little creek down below, Cottonwood Creek. So good spot to water up in the morning. We'll be heading up into higher elevation. Got quite a climb the first 6 miles. There's just myself and my friend from Denmark. Kind of surprised because it looks like we should have more visitors here, and maybe they'll come in the middle of the night. But great spot. Happy trails. So got a little bit of a late start, just a little after 6 o'clock. We're heading up into those mountains up there, so we got a steep climb this morning. I think about 2,500 feet, probably in about 5 or 6 miles. But looks like a nice day to start. Wind should keep us cool for a while. Happy trails. Well, it's an interesting site for a hiker on this Pacific Crest Trail, and you're walking through a forest of wind turbines. Beautiful morning. I think we're headed more towards that saddle over there eventually. I'm not quite sure, I haven't looked at the map lately. Or maybe up into that high country. I know we start climbing pretty quick, and after thinking about it, I think we're going up high. We'll see you in a few minutes. Happy trails. So it's almost 8 o'clock, just finished my first break, and then came up on this new wind turbine here, which, as you can see, compared to the other one, which is very close to it, is probably twice as big, and it looks like they're getting ready to complete the construction of it, it's kind of interesting because we've just come over 550 miles, and everything we need is in a pack on our backs that we carry. And then you come across this kind of construction activity, and the size and the scale is interesting, at least to me. Got to move on to the next water source, about 3.5 miles away. Happy trails. So here's a wrap up of day 47. Kind of a quiet day. Only did about 12 miles today because of water availability issues. I'm 12 miles from Tehachapi, and we'll cruise into there in the morning for a couple of 0 days. Camped out on this point. Going to be a windy night, I suspect. Wind's blowing pretty good this afternoon, but the view from here is just fantastic, and look forward to tonight's view. Don't think you can tell from here. Let's try. But there's haze and smog in the air. A little while ago, you could see the snow from Mountains 10 days ago or so. So beautiful view of the Yellow Valley below. Should be interesting at night. Gonna crawl in bed pretty soon here. Get early so we can get up. Happy trails. Well, I got a nice early start before 6 a.m. Coming up this really steep, narrow path, typical path. Probably the most interesting part was the wind was blowing so hard that it almost knocked me over a couple of times, and I'm wearing a pack, so I've got some added weight. Supposed to be a water cache here, about 1.5 miles more to go. Look forward to that because I'll need it to get into Tehachapi. Nice morning except for that wind, which is annoying to say the least. I hope to get over this next ridge, and let's see here. I think we get over this furthest ridge over there and drop down. I think the wind will drop down, or maybe just with the sun coming up it'll slow down, but it's quite annoying. Hope to get over it pretty quick. Happy trails. Okay, so here we are at mile 549, where some trail angel has done a magnificent job. Sarah from Switzerland filling up with water. They're what every hiker wants, which is water and a chair, even at the table. And on top of that, this magnificent view. Happy trail, see you down the trail. Well, my hopes have not been realized. So it's now about 8 o'clock, and the wind is still blowing, as you can see in the trees. This is actually kind of a sheltered spot. I'm still almost getting knocked off the trail occasionally, which is quite interesting. That explains why there's so many wind farms in the valleys. Happy trails. Well, this is a wrap up for day 48. And as you can tell, I'm no longer in a windy tent. I'm happily going to bed at a Holiday Inn in Tehachapi. It was a great day today. Knocked out 12 miles by a little after noon. Got passed by quite a few hikers. Everybody's trying to rush into town, and I am by far the slowest hiker on the trail. although I sort of keep up by getting up a little bit earlier than most of them. So it's a good day. Got that 12 miles in. As soon as I hit the road, I got picked up by Trail Angel Jason, who happened to be delivering some water to a water cache, and he took me on into town. I had a burger, got laundry, a shower, and a nap all done by 5 o'clock today. So that's a super, super day. Going to take 2 or 3 0 days here today. I've been having a back problem for about 2 weeks since I slipped on some ice and snow back near Wrightwood. On the right side, not my traditional left side back problem, which is doing great, but it's not healing up at all. Been using some vitamin I, that doesn't seem to help. So I'm just going to take 2 or 3 days off. Also, my hiking partner, Indy, is going to rejoin me Sunday. So that'll be great. Looking forward to the next section as we get closer to the Sierras. And that's about all for today that I can think about. Again, super productive day. 0 days are really important. Need to get to places like Walmart, resupply for some stuff, in addition to resting, and also just the mental push of every day going down the trail is difficult, particularly for old guy like me. But again, overall, I'm keeping up with most of the younger people, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy trails. Good morning. Well, it's day, what is it? 51. It's May 26th. Sitting in a nice, comfortable Holiday Inn, waiting for our trail angel to pick us up and take us to the next trailhead. Indy has rejoined me, and she's arranged the ride. I've been taking a 00, which means I had 2 full days off to rest. My back and the rest of my body is feeling a lot better. Plus, all showered up, laundry done, and 2 days of sampling Tehachapi's restaurants, which have been surprisingly very good. Tehachapi's a good town, very hiker friendly. There's a lot of PCT hikers in town. I was just down having breakfast at the Holiday Inn, and there were at least a dozen other PCT hikers partaking of the fact that it's an all that you can eat breakfast. And let's see, the day today is going to be a little tough. We're heading into another 86-mile section that has very little water, another high desert environment. I'm really looking forward to getting into the Sierras where you have lots of water and snow-covered mountains. First day is going to be kind of tough. It's got about a 2,200-foot elevation gain in the first 6 miles. After that, it's not too much elevation gain. It's a lot of up and down as we go through that section. But looking forward to it. Looking forward to the next stop, which will probably be in about 6 days in Ridgecrest. So in addition to having to carry at least 5 liters of water as we start the trailhead, we also have 6 days of food. That means we're going to have some very heavy packs as we go up the first section here. And that's it for the start of day 51. And we'll be talking to you down the trail. Happy trails.